U.S. President Donald Trump held a virtual town hall meeting Sunday, broadcast on the Fox News network. He was seated with two Fox News hosts at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., and took questions via video chat from American citizens across the country. An African-American citizen in Ohio asked the president what he plans to do about the fact that the virus seems to disproportionately affect people of color. The president had this to say.
People are not 100% sure. It could be because it's a certain segment that does work together, restaurants and different jobs, which are affected a lot. But we're coming out with a report in 2 weeks on it, and I want to get to the bottom of it, too, because it's a totally disproportional effect.
The president made those comments an hour ago in a town hall meeting on the Fox News channel. Question about remdesivir, a drug experts have said shows promise against the virus. The president said, I think we'll have a vaccine by the end of the year. He also said he's going to urge schools to reopen in September. White House Coronavirus Task Force Coordinator Deborah Birx said on Sunday she's concerned that vast numbers of Americans are failing to heed coronavirus warnings to keep a safe distance from other people to prevent the spread of the pandemic. At least half of the country's 50 state governors have started to allow open public spaces such as parks, golf courses, and some ocean beaches, while allowing shopkeepers and beauty salons to reopen their businesses. But no U.S. states have met the original White House directive that they see a continuous 2-week decline in the number of coronavirus cases before allowing businesses to open their doors again or people to gather in public places. You can find more on this and other stories online at our website, voanews.com. This is VOA News. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Sunday there was enormous evidence that the coronavirus pandemic originated in a laboratory in Wuhan, China. But while highly critical of China's handling of the matter, Pompeo declined to say whether he thought the virus had been intentionally released. He spoke Sunday on the ABC News program This Week. The United States Senate will reopen on Monday as the coronavirus crisis rages, but the U.S. House of Representatives will remain shut. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's decision to convene 100 senators at the Capitol during a pandemic and for the first time since March may send a get-back-to-work message. But the Washington, D.C. region remains under stay-at-home orders as a virus hotspot. Said McConnell, we will continue to stand together for the American people, even as we stand 6 feet apart. Israel's Supreme Court began hearing petitions against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu forming a government while under criminal indictments. A large panel of 11 justices is considering the issue of whether a politician would be entrusted to form a government in such circumstances, for which the Israeli legal code is not explicitly clear. An Israeli court indicted Netanyahu earlier this year on charges of breach of trust, fraud, and accepting bribes. He has denied any wrongdoing. Michigan's governor says gun-carrying protesters who demonstrated inside her state's capital depicted some of the worst racism and awful parts of U.S. history. Democrat Gretchen Whitmer told CNN that the protests featured Confederate flags and nooses, as well as swastikas. Members of the Michigan Liberty Militia protested the state's stay-at-home orders this week, some with weapons and tactical gear, with their faces partially covered. They went inside the state capitol, where being armed is allowed. Michigan's Republican-controlled legislature has questioned Whitmer's authority to extend stay-at-home orders amid the coronavirus pandemic. Venezuelan officials said Sunday they foiled an attack by boats through the port city of La Guaira. Interior Minister Nestor Reverol said the would-be attackers, whom he referred to as mercenary terrorists, came from neighboring Colombia and were quickly repelled by Venezuelan forces. In a televised address, Reverol said the attackers tried to carry out an invasion by sea in order to commit terrorist acts. President Nicolas Maduro's government frequently accuses political adversaries of trying to overthrow his government. Socialist critics have dismissed the accusations as an excuse to detain Maduro's opponents. Maduro has overseen a 6-year economic crisis in Venezuela. More than 50 countries, including the United States, have indicated their support for the opposition leader Juan Guaido, Maduro's rival. Marissa Melton, VOA News.